Hey, what's going on? Zach Crawford here, and as the title says, the 90% done for you business, which we are going to talk about that. But as you may be able to see on screen, these are some different screenshots of, massive milestones I've had in my career. And I'm going to show you undeniable proof in this video of how I made over $13 million online. I'm going to show you how I've helped hundreds of people make 5, 6, and 7-figure incomes. And I'm going to show you that what I actually teach works. So here's the thing, and I'm going to kind of tell you the rundown of how the video series will go. So number one, I'm going to show you complete proof that the systems, the business models, and everything I have available for you if you decide to move forward is going to work if you actually put in the work. Now, I need to, use the FTC disclaimer, which is I cannot guarantee any results. Nobody can guarantee you results. I think you're smart enough to know that there is no such thing as a guaranteed result. And I get this question all the time. People say, Zach, how do I know that, if I do what you tell me, it's going to work? And the reality is you don't. And I know what I just said is that, my systems work. But here's the thing. Systems only work. Business models only work if you work. And when I see most people that don't get results, generally it comes down to, they buy courses, they buy coaching, and they don't do the work. And if they do the work, they don't do it long enough until things work. So here's the thing. I'm the type of guy that will shoot you straight. I'm known for being very bold. I say what I want. I don't care what people think about me. And for some people, they love that. They love that I don't sugarcoat things. I tell you exactly what it is, exactly what you need to do. But there's another group of people that, because of the fact that I'm very direct, they don't like that. And that's completely okay. But I just want to be upfront with you that any business that you build requires work. And that's what is going to get you results. And so if you're the type of person that maybe you bought courses before, it didn't work out, you've tried businesses and it didn't work out, you're tired of people literally promising you the world and under-delivering, then I think you're going to be very happy if you take your time to watch the few videos I have for you to see if this is a good business model you want to actually pursue. I literally call it the 90% done for you business because I've done, in my opinion, more than 90% of the work for you. There's a few different options you have, and I'm going to go through those. I've made millions of dollars selling my own products. I've made millions of dollars doing affiliate marketing. And now I'm creating what I call the white label digital licensing, where I'm going to allow you to literally leverage everything I've created, everything I put my heart and soul to, thousands upon hours, over $400,000 invested in courses and mentorship to learn, and you're able to license it, sell it as your own, keep 100% of the money, make multiple income streams, and I couldn't make it any more easier for you, but you do have to be willing to do your 10%, which is the work, which we're going to talk about all that. But I think that if I was going to go into a business, right, I would want to, number one, I'd want to see that many other people have got results. Number two, I'd want to see that the person teaching actually knows what they're doing. I'd also want to see the person that's teaching actually is in the trenches doing it. They're not just teaching something that works 5 years ago. They're not teaching something that no longer works. And so here's the thing. If you've bought courses before, you've probably seen a lot of shenanigans. You've probably seen the people that promise you the world. You get inside and you're like, something feels like it's missing. Have you felt that way? If you're brand new, hopefully you watch this video and I save you a lot of pain. I save you a lot of money. I save you a lot of frustration, because for me, when I first got started, I bought from a lot of different people that, basically promised the world, under-delivered. I invested over $400,000. It's actually over $500,000 into my personal education. I stopped counting at $400,000 because at that point it was just crazy. And I want to make it clear, because people always think when I say that, they're like, oh my God, Zach, I don't have that kind of money to invest. Neither did I. When I first started, I was over $50,000 in debt. I got hit by a drunk driver at 19 years old. I was left with all the debt because they had no insurance. They were literally, their father was going to prison for murder. Their mother was a drug addict. There was no money to be had. So instead of getting $300,000 from an insurance settlement like I should have got, I acquired all the debt from, my totaled motorcycle. I was on a motorcycle. They hit me with a car behind. I acquired all of the debt from all the hospital, the physical therapy to learn how to walk again. It was a mess. And so that's what led me down the rabbit hole of wanting to learn how to make money online. I was literally miserable. I wanted to kill myself. I wish I could make that up. It was a painful time in my life. I put my parents through hell. They were always scared that I was going to end my life. And, when I look back at things now, I'm like, man, I was incredibly weak. I would never think about doing something like that now. Thank God, God and my faith pulled me through everything. But the reason I'm telling you this is if you're at a point in your life, whether you are not making the kind of money you want to make, you're not able to give your family, your children the life that they deserve, you're not able to have more money at the end of the month, be able to travel, to drive the car you want, to be able to give your family, your wife, your husband, your kids the life that they deserve, this can change your life. And I'm not just saying that to hype you up. I'm not just saying that just because I want you to buy what I'm selling. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, I was a kid that grew up in a trailer park. I come from nothing. I literally crawled from the ashes and made over $13 million. Like, when I think of that, that is just crazy to me to even say that out loud. I make multiple seven figures a year. I've made millions of dollars a year for the last several years. And here's the thing. Now, because of AI, artificial intelligence, I'm sure you know what that is. I'm sure you hear it all over the news that it's going to replace your job. And the honest truth is it probably will. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm telling you that if you wake up, you literally use this next 1, 2, 3 year window, there's literally going to be people that are going to become multi-millionaires that right now have nothing to their name. Like, I had to learn all the hard skills. I had to do everything manual. I had to pay an insane amount of money to learn all this stuff. And it's crazy to me now because with a $20 a month subscription to literally Claude AI, you can look like you're a professional marketer. You can have business advice that I had to pay $20,000, $50,000 a pop to people to tell me what to do. And now for $20, you can literally get the input, the tool you have, everything you need, and you can create amazing things. And I'm going to show you how to do all that stuff. I'm going to show you how the business model works. I'm going to show you how you can leverage everything that I've spent all these years, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and all the experience I had to go through in order to build it. I'm going to show you how you can skip all that learning curve, leverage what I have, and I'm going to show you how to actually get results, create a 6 to 7 figure income. Now, when I say create 6 or 7 figure income, keep in mind, as I said, you got to do work, right? And one thing I tell all my students is like, look, if you can learn how to make your first, $1,000, even $100. My first commission, just so you know, years ago was for $32 being an affiliate for Netflix. They don't even have an affiliate program anymore. This is back when they first come on the market, years and years ago, when you got DVDs in the mail and those little like paper slivers, if you remember that. So the thing is now, you have all the technology. You have everything at your fingertips. If I would have had AI, I could have made literally $1 million my first year. Now, back then, I made over $500,000 my first year doing digital marketing. So I did pretty well, but what I'm trying to tell you is I could have done it way faster. I could have done it working way less time, way less stress. I would have not felt like as chaotic as it was when I first did it years ago. And now you have the opportunity of the lifetime only if you capitalize on it. There's going to be a lot of people that sleep on AI over the next 2 to 3 years, and they are going to be up a creek without a paddle. Excuse the language there, but that's basically what's going to happen. But if you capitalize on this, you can be one of those people that make obscene amounts of money. Jensen from NVIDIA, I forget his last name. I think it's like Jensen Huang. He is the CEO of NVIDIA, makes all the GPUs and computer chips. It's powering the AI market. He said that literally the last 20 years of the internet, in just the next 5 years, AI is going to make more millionaires than the internet did in the last 20 and just 5 because of AI. So it's not just me. It's literally billionaires that are saying this, that are in the know. People that are some of the richest people in the world they're well more knowledgeable than I am. And they're saying that literally in the next 5 years, there's going to be more millionaires created in that short period of time. And you just got to ask yourself, do you want to be in that pocket of people? And that's what I'm going to show you how to do. I'm not using hype. I'm literally telling you that is the opportunity. Even if you made multiple 6 figures, that's an insane amount of money for most people. Most people will never make multiple 6 figures a year in their life. And it's going to be an opportunity that if you capitalize on it, you can do it. Now, with that being said, before we start jumping in, I start showing you the business model, how it works, everything. We're going to do that in the following videos. But I want you to see that I'm not just making things up. I've been documenting my journey literally for years on social media, on Facebook, on different social media platforms. I've literally went through and dug up all the history. So you can see I didn't just like whip up a course, like 6 months ago. And this is the problem with most people. If you've ever bought a course before, you know what I'm saying when I say you get inside of it and you feel like something is missing. And the reason being is a lot of people are out there creating courses that, number one, they ripped off somebody else that they learned from. Number two, they probably have beginner's luck and they just learned how to start a business, make a little bit of money. Now they're teaching people. And think about that. If they just figured it out themselves, when you run into a roadblock, how are they going to know how to diagnose what's going on? They don't, because they're still figuring it out themselves. And I hear horror stories literally every single day where somebody will tell me, Zach, this person scammed me for $20K. This person scammed me for $5K. I wasted money on this program. And it's literally exactly what you were talking about in your videos. And this is why I talk about this so much, is because every day I have chats and conversations, which, by the way, you can easily reach me on social media, Skool, anything. And I talk to people and they tell me these stories over and over. I'm not even joking. I hear this at least once a day, every single day for the last several years. People tell me these stories where they spent all this money and they could tell after they got in. Some of them could tell that the people they were learning from ripped off their programs from me. Some of the people they could tell clearly didn't even know what they were talking about. Or they said, hey, I bought another course that was literally identical to what I was going through. So it was obvious that they ripped off that person. And this is the problem with the current marketplace, is you got to be careful who you learn from. You need to make sure they have a proven track record. You need to make sure that they've actually done what they're teaching, or you're going to be learning how to do something that you don't even know is going to work. And I want to show you undeniable proof that if you invest in my programs, if you work with me, if you go and implement the business models I'm teaching you, and you really put your best effort forward and put in the work, you can be confident that it will work. So here's the thing, right? You can see it right here. This is a screenshot to the left. If we look at it over here, where I'm sharing how I made $1 million in the first 4 months of the year. You can see in the middle how I had a $30,000 day. You can see like right here how I did $100,000 in 3 days. Now, I couldn't find the screenshot that I did where I actually made $100,000 in one day, but I have had monumental leaps and bounds, and that's how business works. Once you get going, once you learn how to make 1K, you can make 10K. When you make 10K, you can make 100K. When you make 100K, you can make $1 million. And it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger jumps. Because once you learn how to do something that works, if you just refine it, if you keep doing it, if you stay consistent, it gets better and gets better and gets better. And what most people do is they bounce around and they never just dial in. One of the things I always tell people is focus on your focus, meaning shut out everybody else's, pulls and desires for you of what they want you to do, and focus on what you want to do. Focus on your business, on your goals, on your priorities. And when you do that, the results are astronomical. When I stopped being what I call an opportunity seeker, where you start something, you jump to the next, you start something, you jump to the next, that's when my income absolutely blew up. And that's when I did my first $1 million year. And what's funny is, for years, I was trying to break $1 million year. You know why I couldn't break $1 million year? I was doing exactly what I told you. I had multiple streams of income. I'm going to show you how to do the right way of multiple streams of income in one of the videos, probably the next video. I'll show you how you actually make multiple streams of passive income by just promoting one thing. But back then, I was trying to do all these different businesses, and so I could never hit $1 million a year. And then I got a mentor, and he literally was like, what are you doing? Like, are you crazy? You're trying to build all these different businesses. Do you think you're an angel investor? And I was like, man. And then when I focused, I didn't just make $1 million in a year. I did 4.5 million in a year. So I went from never being able to crack $1 million a year to the moment that I focused, I did the $1 million in 4 months that I showed you the screenshot of. And that same year in 2022, I did 4.5 million because of focus. So if you don't buy anything from me, please learn this lesson. Pick your business model, shut out every other distraction out there, and just focus for 6 to 12 months of your life. That is what it takes. And if you cannot focus for 6 to 12 months to learn how to make multiple six figures in a year, I'm sorry, you don't deserve to make money. And if you can't focus for, 1 to 2 years to make your first $1 million, you don't deserve to make money. Like, that's crazy. There's no career out there, not even a doctor, that you can do that. if you just learn to focus, you lock in, you literally do what it takes, and you show up consistently, and you shut out all the other distractions, that's what's possible. Now, if you look like right here, showed how I broke a $300,000 month in just 18 days. I think that month ended up being like over, oh yeah, right there. It ended up being over 500K. So I was over $300,000 18 days into the month. And then by the 27th, I'd already crossed over 500K. Do you see what I said when I talk about how it takes leaps and bounds and things get bigger and bigger and bigger? And then if you notice, okay, that's July 27th, right? Now look 1 month later on the far right, August 27th, and I'd done over $650,000. My best month was over 700. So I want you to understand that once you learn how to do things the right way, it gets bigger and gets bigger and gets bigger. Now, I'm not showing you all this to brag. To be honest, I'm a very simple guy. Really, I mean, if you notice, you're going to see in all my videos, I wear plain black shirts. I have a few Nike shirts and things like Under Armour. You notice like I have like Michael Jordan hats. That's like, I like Michael Jordan. I do have like a Rolex, but I don't go around like, oh, look at my Rolex. I have a few guilty pleasures. I like cars. I like, nice things, but I live a pretty simple life. I care about my family. And what's funny is, okay, if you see in the middle screenshot, I got the $400,000 Lamborghini, and to be honest, it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. So I'm just telling, if you're a guy and you're like a car guy, like I want like a Lambo or a McLaren or Ferrari, like I'm a car guy, right? And I can tell you that like I dreamed of this car my whole life. I could have bought it years and years ago. But the reason that it was sentimental is because me and my dad set this goal. If you don't know, my dad is my business partner. We set this goal that we wanted to get a Lamborghini one day when we hit a certain amount. We set a goal we have to make like at least 10 million to get the Lamborghini. Most people, they go out there and make $1 million. They're already doing it. I'm very like sensible when it comes to investing my money and doing the smart thing. But that's beside the piece. But the point being is, when I got that car, I thought it was going to be the be-all, end-all. And what I can tell you is personally, I've got more value by doing things for my family than like getting cool things for myself. Like some of my most meaningful moments are on the right and left. On the right is when I retired my mom. At this point, my dad was already retired. And then on the left-hand side, I was able to buy my dad his dream truck. I think it was like over 120K for a Ford Raptor. Like that is way cooler to me than buying myself amazing things. And I don't know what your goal is. I don't know what your ambitions are. Understand, I'm not telling you there's anything wrong with buying yourself nice stuff, but there's nothing more priceless than knowing that your family is good, knowing that you can help your family. They don't got to worry about money. They don't got to worry about if there's an unpredicted medical emergency or whatever. Like, you don't got to go in debt and you can help them. Like, that to me is what drives me. It's what's driven me for years. Before I had, a son and a wife, like all I cared about was giving these two people a better life because they sacrificed so much for me as a kid. Now, as you can see right here, 𝐶 Award, that's when you make over $1 million. It's certified. I can't make that up. Feel free to go look it up. And then on top, on the right-hand side, I was one of the ClickFunnels affiliate program winners where they pay for your dream car. Like right here, this is the parts that I'm more proud of is the people that I've helped. You got Sebastian, got my $1 million award. You have Philip, who got my $1 million award. You have Victor, who's done over $100,000 months. What's cool about Victor is literally when he started, he was just an affiliate. And he come to me and he had an idea for a product he wanted to create. And so to understand, you don't have to go straight into creating your own products like a lot of people tell you. You can start like as an affiliate where you promote other people's products. You can do white label, which I'm going to teach you in the next video, which is, in my opinion, one of the smartest ways to go in 2026. But Philip just started out being an affiliate, learning the ropes of how to market online. And he made really good money, made over 6 figures, come to me with an idea for a product that he had. And at first he was kind of like, I don't know if I should do it. Maybe I should do it. I told him, laid out the plan for what he should do. And then boom, $100,000 plus months. Like, I want you to understand that like once you learn the basic foundational skills, there's literally no limit to this. You can create whatever life, whatever type of income you want. That doesn't mean you have to go become a millionaire. I get this all the time. People say, but Zach, I don't want to be a millionaire. I am not trying to push being a millionaire on you. But what I'm trying to say is set your goals bigger, because what I consistently see with myself in the past and a lot of people I talk to is people will set a goal based on what they think is realistic. What people have told them in society is realistic. They don't set goals for what they really want. So if there's a car they want, they're like scared to set the goal because they might fail. If it's a nice house that they want, they really want that thing, but they won't commit to the idea of the goal because they're worried that they'll look like a failure if they don't hit it. And so if there's one thing that I would love to do for you, is to tell you to stop listening to outside forces and listen to what you really want, what will make you happy, because you only have one life. And I can tell you, if you really put in the work, you set an intention, you can do that. Victor is not a showy guy, just so you know. He's a father. You know what he wanted, like when he started making a bunch of money? Just like me, he wanted to like get his family, vehicles and get them stuff. I remember like when he even come to me, he's like, hey, when I hit this goal, do you think like I could go out and like, he was being my affiliate, right? And he wanted to win the dream car contest at the time. And he wanted to know if he could like get the cars for his like daughters. And see, that's the thing. You can set your own goals, your own intentions. You don't have to build a life, that everybody else tells you should. And if you're not a person that cares about nice cars, who doesn't care about all that stuff, you just want to live a comfortable living, that's okay too. But what I'm trying to tell you is, believe in yourself. Look at what other successful people have done, not what mediocre people have done. And whatever life you want to create, you go create that life. Don't let other people set intentions for you. I grew up in a trailer park. So like when I first started, if you don't know, I wanted to make $3,000 a month. And what's crazy is I made $5,000, almost $5,500 a month at the post office as a manager. I set a smaller goal online because I didn't believe it's possible to make as much as my job. Well, I did, but I thought it would take an incredibly long time. So I wanted to make $3,000 a month just so I could survive and not have a job, because my logic was, well, if I can make $3,000 a month, then I can quit my job, I can, survive, and then I can figure out like how to make more. And back then, what's crazy is back when I started, my goal was $10,000 a month. That was really good back then. A lot of people even today tell me they want to make $10,000 a month, but you did not see people making $1 million a year. It was super rare. You did not see people making multiple $1 million a year. That was almost unheard of. Now, that is a normal thing. And I'm telling you, over the next 3 years, this massive opportunity, you're going to see like $1 million months as like a normal thing for people that are really putting the work in. So don't set small goals just because you don't think the bigger goal that you really want is possible. That's my message to you. We got Daniel who made over $50,000 as an affiliate. When this guy come to me, he was struggling to even get to like $6,000 a month. I think that was his best month ever. He did once. Within like 3 or 4 months, putting in the work, over $50,000 months. We have $50,000 with faceless digital marketing with Kaya. So I want you to understand, I get people come to me all the time like, look, Zach, I believe what you teach works, but I just don't want to put my face on camera. I don't want to put my face on social media. Kaya didn't start that way. She started by using what she learned from me. She's made well over $50,000 now. I think even this award she just posted in my community is like a $100,000 award with Stan Store. But the initial testimonial, she dropped when she first did it, and I didn't even know Kaya was even doing the work. She got into one of my programs, and then out of the blue, she just reaches out to me and like, hey, Zach, I've made over $50,000. She wanted to know about getting her trophy, which we'll talk about that in a minute. I don't just teach you to actually go do the work. I even award you by getting you trophies. I don't know if you can see all these awards hanging on the wall back here. I literally create award systems for making $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million. And I was just blown away. She's like, hey, I made over $50,000. I did it with faceless marketing. I didn't even show my face. And what's crazy is I didn't even know she was out there even doing the work. She just reached out to me after she did the work. But the thing I'm trying to say here is if you're one of those people that like, you don't want to show your face or get on camera because you're scared or it just terrifies you, or maybe you're the person that, I hear this all the time, you're in like a really high level job where you're pretty much locked in. The boss will not allow you to do any type of work outside. I get this all the time. A lot of people, they want to create like a faceless brand just because of the fact that, they can't put their name on social media. If you look like right here, even online, she goes by Kaya, a real digital girl. I don't even actually know her last name to this day. Then we have Marizel. Marizel wasted over $20,000 on another well-known guru. I'm not going to say their name. I'm not into bashing people or talking down about people. I hate that. But she invested over $20,000 into this guru. thought that they were going to help her get results. After like, I think a year and a half, I forget the exact time frame, she came to me literally like basically in tears saying, "You're my last shot. If this doesn't work, I quit." She did what I told her to do and made over $5,000 in 30 days. So I want you to understand when I tell you that if you're willing to do the work, I truly believe that this will work for you. I mean it. I've seen every type of story. I've helped people that are making money and they're stuck make way more money. I've helped beginners that have bought like every course and product under the sun, got no results, learn how to make money. I've helped brand new beginners that have no knowledge whatsoever. They know nothing, make money. But what the underlining concept that I see consistently is all those people are willing to do the work. If you're the type of person that just like, no matter what I show you, you're just not going to do anything, I would tell you that it's just not a good move to work with me, because I don't teach secrets. I don't teach hacks. I don't teach get rich quick schemes. I teach you how to do the right moves so that way you'll get results. I'm not going to teach you every single AI tool and every single AI hack under the sun. I'm going to teach you how to actually make money with AI. I don't know about you. I don't care about learning every single AI tool that hits the market. I'm sure you see this all on your feed. This AI tool, that AI tool, get this AI tool. Who cares? If it doesn't actually make you money, it's just a hobby. Then we have Berta Raves and her husband Jordy, over 100K doing affiliate marketing, so we're recommending other people's proven products. We have Sean come to me. He was doing all right. He's already starting to make money, but he was kind of capped. He started to work with me, implemented the strategy, over $200,000. We have Andre. He was in the same scenario. He was already doing okay. Come to me, stuck. Then he got to 40K plus months. He ended up going on to get the 𝐶_COMMA award. If you don't know what that is, it means he's made over $1 million selling digital products online, just like the one I had. We have Josh here, Joshua Smith. He come to me the same scenario. He was stuck. He was watching all these other people make way more money than him, couldn't figure it out. I gave him a strategy, implemented over $70,000 months. Then we have Glenn. Glenn is kind of a cool story. Come into me or into one of my plans or my programs. Once again, I didn't even know that he was out there doing the work until he reached out to me to tell me the results he was getting. He's made over 6 figures with me. He just got my $100,000 award. But then he used the same information to make over $300,000 online. You see, like right here, he's saying, "Thanks, Zach. Never would have made what I made in the last 2 years without you. I'll be closing on that $1 million award next year." So once you learn how to do things the right way, right, you get momentum. It starts out a little bit slow. And I want to be 100% honest with you. If you are brand new, you have no results, you have no skills, you're bringing nothing to the table. You can't expect to go into a business and you're just going to like make $10,000 your first month. But if you can dedicate 6 to 12 months of your life, which is what it's going to take, think about that. You wouldn't even go to college and be making a multi-6-figure income in 12 months. Not going to happen. You go 4 years minimum. Then you're going to get out and you're going to make really crappy pay for many years as you work your way up. And then you're going to be in debt for probably, the next 10 plus years of your life. Versus with this, you can literally make a multi-6-figure income in your first year. I'm not guaranteeing you that, but I've helped people do it time and time again. I made over 500K my first year. I made my first $1 million in 18 months, and that was back years ago when stuff was freaking hard. We didn't have AI. We didn't have all these tools. It was on hard mode. It's on easy mode now. But you still got to put in the work. But the point I'm saying is you can start small, start learning the ropes, start getting little bits of results, start making your first money, and then as you go on a little bit more, things start to compound. And what happens is you hit a momentum point and it goes like this. And then as long as you don't let your foot off the gas, it gets bigger and gets bigger and gets bigger. And as I said, if you can't dedicate a few years of your life to learn how to make multiple 6 figures a year, 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K plus a month, I don't think that you're ever going to do that. And so you got to be willing to commit, stay focused, stay in one line. But if you are, I'm showing you undeniable proof here. This is not just one person, it's hundreds. Here you can see like all the people holding up my 10K awards. Here, more people holding up the 10K awards. Here you see the 50K, 100K, and 1 million awards. And this is what it looks like when you go out and hit those milestones. You make your first 10K, and just so you know, this is not about promoting my program. If you use my methods for what I teach you to make 10K, 50K, 100K, 1 million with anything, and you can prove that you're actually using my methods, and you can show me the income you've made. I'm not just going to like give you an award just to, you know, lie and make it up. You got to show me you actually did the work. But if you actually have the results, I will mail you the trophies. Just so you know, that small trophy, the 10K, which is actually not small, it's like this big. It's a glass blown trophy. When I get it produced and shipped to you, I'm in about over $250 by the time it lands to your house. When you get to the 50K award, that one, as well as the 100K award, I'm around, I think, a little over 300, 350 when I ship it to you. It depends on where you're in the world. If you're like somewhere across the world like Australia, it ends up being, you know, probably higher than 350. And then the one that's held up on the right, the $1 million award, by the time I got that to Sebastian, I was over $1,000, you know, when I sent it to him. And this is out of my own pocket. Just so you know, the ClickFunnels 𝐒𝐄𝐑𝐓, the one right there, the one right behind me, when I got the 𝐒𝐄𝐑𝐄 award, making the $1 million, I had to pay the $250 to them to get it printed and shipped to me, which I think is crazy. That's why I pay for it out of my own pocket. So I motivate you to do the work and actually do it. And just so you know that this is not a fluke, I'm going to show you like hundreds of people here like learning how to make real income. You see, these are all anywhere from 1K, 2K, 5K commissions. I'm literally showing this is not any of the commissions that they made outside of what they did with me. They could have had reoccurring income streams. They could have had other stuff. I'm just showing you the people that like promoted my programs. And the reason I'm showing you all this is so you know that I know how to engineer systems, products, sales funnels, and offers that make lots of money. As you can see, I can just keep scrolling for days here. I'm not going to keep letting it load up. I think you get the point. Here's the thing. If you're at a point in your life right now where you're tired of seeing all this stuff online, you're tired of watching all the other people make the type of money you want to make, you're tired of maybe buying programs from people that clearly don't know how to teach you and break down complex concepts so you can actually understand it and implement it yourself, you're in the right place. If you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to show up, if you're willing to be coachable, if you're willing to ask me questions or for help whenever you need it, then I think you're going to be happy with this. I think this is going to be something that is going to work well for you. So with that being said, I'm going to end it here. I will catch up with you in the next video, and I'm going to show you why I call this the 90% done for you business, because I've done all the hard work. I've literally went through the trenches, built everything for you. All you got to do is implement. And at the same time, I'm also going to show you why, if you've ever tried other business models, why you've most likely failed. Because that's one of the biggest lessons you can learn, is how to actually pick the right business, how to focus on the right skills and the right opportunities, and how to capitalize on those opportunities when they're in front of you. So I'll see you in the next video. We'll break that all down, and we will go through every step of it.